Misha, hi, I'm Hiba. How did you prepare for emotional scenes? Your performances were good. Thanks. Love from Morocco. Holy smokes, that's amazing. Um, I, it's interesting. So one of the interesting things on Supernatural is I mentioned that we did a lot of laughing. Um, and we had a lot of we'd mess around with each other. We try to screw each other up in a scene. Like, Jared was always trying to make me laugh when it was my take during a scene. um, but every once in a while we have a scene that's very emotional that has to be taken seriously. For example, Castiel's declaration of love scene, and when he gets taken by the empty, an emotional scene where I couldn't just be like fucking around on set and then snap into it. I needed to stay in the right mindset. And uh and it's a little bit hard, like, to be, for me anyway, like, to get into like this emotional state. I need to kind of like be off by myself and not chatting with people. And so on that scene, I went and I sat just in a little folding chair in the dark corner of the stage and just sort of ruminated on my own. And then Rob Hader, who's our stunt coordinator, noticed that I was doing that, and he just stood sentinel, and it was really sweet. He just, like, he could tell that I needed my space, and so he stood about 15 feet away from me during the setups on that scene, and just like made sure nobody came and chatted with me. And I didn't ask him to do that. And then when on set, when they were ready, he came and he said, Misha, they're ready for you right now. And he literally escorted me onto stage so that nobody would, like, bother me. And I didn't ask him to do that, and I don't even know how he intuitively sort of picked up on the fact that I really needed to, like, keep the blinders on and stay focused. But it was a really, anyway, it's an interesting thing, because on that set in general, we're a lot fucking around a lot. And but everybody, like, pivoted, in that scene, and of course when, in Dean's death scene, to being, like, really focused and attentive, and allowing the actors to do the weird psychodrama acting work that they do. Yeah. Hi. Okay. What other questions? How did you feel when this is from Ferrum? Hi, Misha. How did you feel when you read the script where Castiel dies? Um, I I knew that ending was coming for a long time, because I'd been talking to Bob Behrens, the writer, about it, and I was really happy with it. It's kind of the that was sort of the ending that I wanted for Cass. And so when I read the script, I was really happy that it had made it to the page, because it was a little risky, and a little brave for the show to do. And I was happy to be a part of that, and happy to be able to have that character express love like that. Um, so I was happy with it. Um, yeah. Um, I've seen some people complaining about, like, this is playing into the uh, bury the gays trope, which is an insidious and real trope in film and television storytelling from Hollywood over the years. Uh, and I don't think that that's what was happening uh, with Castiel's ending. I mean, first of all, Cass is not dead; he's in heaven, and working to rebuild heaven. We know that, you know. but also it was like so much good came from that declaration, you know, because Cass was able to save Dean by the transitive property. He was also like, that was absolutely essential to saving the world. So this declaration wasn't like, well, but then, you know, then fate, you know, strikes you down, and you're done forever. Actually, that declaration ended up yielding, like, literally saving the world, you know. So, and it was also, it was of Cass's own volition. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't forced to do that. That was his choice, and I think that's important too. So I, you know, maybe I'm naive, but I don't think that that's operating there. I don't think we're playing into that trope. And I'm glad that that Castiel got to express that and got to have that ending. I think it's kind of important. Um, I'm proud that the show did that, frankly. But I'm sure this is a conversation that we'll continue to have as we dissect it going forward. Yeah.